Okay, good morning, lovely class. We today take up the new chapter in geography. Now, all these terms are totally new to you. What is history? What is geography? What is civics? So, as we come on to each subject, I would explain it to you. Now, history you've understood. It is the study of the past, and we have done one chapter in history. I've sent you the question answer, and I expect that you'll do the needful. By the end of April, I might ask you to send me your history copy, but that is still to be waited. I'm waiting for the principal's instructions, then we'll do it. We now begin the first chapter in geography. Now, before we begin geography, let me just quickly tell you what geography is. Though when we were doing history, we talked about geography, that it is the study of the soil type, the vegetation, the temperature. Good morning. And it also, at the same time, studies Earth as a planet as a whole where we are living. So today, when we begin our first chapter, we are going to learn about Earth, the planet on which we live, our habitat. Habitat means the place where we live. So we will be, again, I'll be just giving you a brief introduction about the chapter. We will be reading the introduction, that what exactly are heavenly bodies, what is a universe, what are the other heavenly bodies like stars, the constellations, the galaxies, then the various solar systems, and then one particular solar system in which our planet Earth is. We'll talk about the sun in the center. We'll talk about Earth in detail. We'll also talk about the other 8 planets, but basically we'll talk about Earth. Then we'll talk of, please switch off your mic and do not cause the disturbance. We'll talk of the satellites. We have the Earth has one natural satellite called the Moon, whereas there are a number of man-made satellites launched on Earth. Those are called artificial satellites. We'll cover that. Then we'll cover the phases of the moon. That means the transition of a full moon to a new moon. And we will also talk about asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. So basically, we'll be dealing with all the heavenly bodies which are in the universe, specifically our Earth, the planet, its position in the solar system, etc., etc. So we begin with the chapter, The Earth in the Solar System. Now, the first thing that we'll do is the introduction. Since ancient times, humans have looked up at the shining objects in the sky and wondered. One would first notice one or two bright dots shining. Then the number increases. Why do some of them twinkle? What holds them up there? Today, we know a lot about these heavenly or celestial bodies and about the universe with the help of instruments like telescope and artificial satellites. So they are telling you about the night sky, that we see number of twinkling objects in the sky. We call them stars, and basically these stars are the other heavenly bodies which are shining, and actually they are not shining. Most of the time, it is the light reflected by the sun that they make these objects shine. And many a times, since the stars have their own light, many a times these heavenly bodies emit their own light as well, and they appear to be twinkling in the night sky. Now, the universe is almost entirely empty with its small clusters of matter and energy. It is probably about 15 billion years old. Now, there's no specific date or time given from when we can calculate that the universe came into existence, but still we believe that universe must have existed 15 billion years ago. Since then, it's there, And actually, what is the universe? It's a vast space in the sky, above the sky. The vast space above is known as universe. So let us read about the universe. On a cloudless night, you can see countless twinkling objects in the sky. These objects are called stars. Our sun is one of them. The sun, the moon, and all those objects shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies, which constitute the vast, endless universe. Astro- Astronomy studies the celestial bodies which constitute this universe. So basically, we come across a new term called celestial bodies. Celestial bodies actually are the heavenly bodies. That means the ones which are in the universe. And we know that universe is a vast space which with countless, innumerable twinkling stars in the sky. Now these stars, like the sun, emit out their own light. But we are not just dealing with the stars, we are also dealing with the sun, the moon, the galaxies, the various solar systems which exist. Now, in the universe, like our galaxy, like our solar system, we have n number of other solar systems, and number of solar systems form a galaxy. Okay, so we move on to the next heading called stars. Some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are made up of gases. They have their own light and heat, which they emit in large amounts. These celestial bodies are called stars. Stars are very far away from us. The sun is the nearest to the earth. The next nearest star is Alpha Centauri. Now, we know that sun is a bright shining object which we see every day. Now, it is a star. And basically, since it is closest to the earth, it appears to be bright, shining, glowing, and hot. It gives warmth and light to our planet and to the other planets as well. But the others, which appear to be twinkling in the night sky, actually they are somewhat similar to the sun, but since they are very, very far away, that is why they just appear to be twinkling. If we go near these twinkling stars, we might come across n number of glowing stars like sun. So sun is whatever we see as a sun is actually because it is still the nearest star to the sun, to the earth, or to the other planets, 8 planets of our solar system. Now they talk of that the next nearest star from the planet Earth is Alpha Centauri. Please underline the name. You need to know the name of this star also. Then we talk of constellations. While watching the night sky, you can see stars in groups forming certain shapes. These are called constellations. Ursa Major, that is Big Bear, is one such constellation. It is shaped like a bear. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Small Bear or Saptarishi. It is a group of 7 stars that forms a part of the large Ursa Major constellation. So if you see the picture just here, this particular picture. Now here they are talking of constellation. Constellation is a group of stars. That means number of stars twinkling together. Now these stars they form different shapes and sizes, and from the earth they appear to be imaginatively forming a shape of a bear. That is why they are named accordingly. Now one such constellation is Ursa Major. Okay, Big Bear, the other name. And they are talking of that the small bear is Saptarishi. Now, Saptarishi in Hindi we call it. It's a cluster of 7 stars. Okay, and you can see those out of this big constellation. The 7 stars are these. The one it is appearing like a you know basket being driven by a trolley being driven by with a handle. You can see the picture. Can you all? So these are the cluster of seven stars. Now, in ancient times, people used to determine directions during the night with the help of stars. The North Star indicates the north direction. It is also known as pole star. It always remains in the same position in the sky. We can locate the position of the pole star with the help of the Saptarishi. Now, here you can see with the help of the Saptarishi, you can locate. These two are pointing towards this particular star here. Can you see this? This is the pole star. It always remains constant, and since it is pointing towards the north, towards the pole, North Pole, that is why this is at times also called as pole star. I hope this much is clear. Now, it always remains in the same position. We can locate it the position of the pole star with the help of the Saptarishi. Now, some celestial bodies have no light of their own. They are lit by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. Now, as we all know, that the bodies which do not have their light of their own, they get the reflection of the light from the stars. These such non-glowing bodies are called planets. In other words, planet comes from the Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. Please underline if you have a book. Planets, they come from the Greek word planetai, and which means wanderer. Wanderer means घूमता हुआ या घूमने वाला. But the planets do not wander just in any direction in space. Each has its own fixed path that is called orbit. The period of revolution, the Earth on which we live, is also a planet. The moon that we see in the sky is a satellite. It is the companion of our Earth and moves around it. So now they are telling you that every planet, it moves in a fixed path which is called its orbit. Okay, the path taken by the planet to move around in the solar system is called orbit, and they revolve in a fixed period of time. Like for Earth, which is the third planet from the sun in the solar system and which has life possible on it, makes one complete revolution around the Earth in 365 1/4 days. Okay. Now, while it is revolving around the sun, it has its own satellite called Moon, which revolves around the planet Earth. Okay. Now we next talk of galaxies. We are able to see only a few thousand stars with the naked eyes, but there are millions of stars in the universe. They occur in groups. Billions of stars together form a group called a galaxy. There are millions of galaxies in the universe. Scientists give different names to them. Our sun belongs to a galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy, or in Hindi, Indians call it Akash Ganga. Our Milky Way and the nearby Andromeda galaxies are spiral in shape. First, we see this is a galaxy. Now, a galaxy has number of solar systems in it, with number of twinkling stars in the center, just as sun is in the center of the solar system, which we have the galaxy, the solar system with 8 planets, which we have. It has sun as the center. Now, when number of solar systems cluster together, they form galaxy. Please switch off your mic. You're disturbing. And the solar system is part of which galaxy? Our galaxy's name is Milky Way. Now, the Milky Way has our solar system inside it. That means Milky Way, or the other name for in Hindi, it is Akash Ganga. So that galaxy has our solar system with Sun in the center and eight other planets revolving around it. Now, the next closest galaxy is Andromeda galaxies. That means the other galaxies which are present are Andromeda. Okay, we stop here for today. Now, please note down what you'll do in this chapter, the Earth in the solar system. Firstly, you will draw the diagram universe. Now, for geography, you will be making an interleaved copy. That means one side blank, one side single line. So, on the first page, you will draw, on the first blank page, you will draw universe. Then you will draw the clusters of stars. Then you will draw this diagram, Ursa Major, that means Big Bear constellation. Then you will draw Milky Way galaxy, and then you all are very familiar with this solar system. So these are the 5 diagrams which you are supposed to draw. I hope I'm clear. We stop the
Excuse me,
class.
ma'am.
Yes,
Just
child.
one.